telling the time, reading an analog clock, and finding the elapsed time. What is it? Used to quantify, measure, or compare the duration of events or the intervals between them and even sequenced events. Why? So you can arrive at a location on time. Interesting fact, beeswax comes from abdomen glands of a worker bee. They use the wax to form the walls and caps of the comb. So let's talk about the steps in order how to do these type of questions. Step 1, find the time. Step 2, draw. Step 3, jump in time intervals to the time given. Now what does draw mean? That could mean anything to anyone, okay? But you should always draw. Now for me, that means I'm going to go ahead and draw the minutes on the clock so it's easier to see what is going on. Okay? So let's go ahead and read the question. How much time do you have left before 4 o'clock? So now we need to do step 1, find the time. So let's go ahead and find the hour. And it's 3 o'clock because the hour hand has not reached 4. Now, next thing we find the minutes, and it is 05 because the minute hand has reached exactly the 05 mark. And once again, if it's below 10, you have to write 2 numbers. So 01, 02, and so forth. And then finally, next step, draw. This is drawing the number line so that we can go ahead and use the number line and interval methods to go ahead and find the question. So when you're doing this, you want to pick a time that is easy for you to move along in intervals so you can then add the times between. The easiest ones, I believe, are multiples of 10. And then the next closest multiple 10 is 310. So we draw the hump, find the time in between, which is 5 minutes. And then now we can go directly to 4 o'clock because there are no other times in between that we care about. And the time is 50 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead, add the 2 numbers together, and we get 55 minutes as your answer. And once you get confident and you do a lot of these, then you can do different intervals in between. So take a look at example 2. Follow the steps as before. We're going to find the hour first. So it's 1 o'clock because it hasn't reached 2. Now we find the minute hand, which is 18 because it's 3 ticks after 15. Now we're going to go ahead and draw the number line. Now this time, once again, we're going to go to you can pick any number. I'm going to go ahead and pick 120 because that is the next multiple of 10. If you choose a different one, that is fine. Now you're going to go ahead and draw the hump, pick and find the interval, which is 2 minutes. The next interval, we're going to go ahead and go to 2 o'clock because that is the next hour next hour. And then finally draw the hump. And then you find the time between, which is 40 minutes. And then now we can go straight to 4 o'clock because that's the next time that we care about. And that is 2 hours. Now write down the time intervals, add them when necessary. And you get when you add the minutes, you get 42 minutes. And the final time, or the total time you have left, is 2 hours and 42 minutes. Take a look at example 3. How much time has elapsed between the time shown and 5:31? Once again, it's very similar. Even though it doesn't end on a o'clock, like 4 o'clock, it's still the same process. Step 1, find the time. So it is 2 because the hour hand has not reached 3. And it is 42 minutes because the minute hand has reached 2 ticks after 40. So we're going to go ahead and draw the number line. Now we're going to go ahead and pick a random time. And you can see that you pick 250. Once again, it's a multiple of 10. So that is, draw the hump, and that is 8 minutes. Now we can go straight to 3 o'clock, which is the next hour, which is draw the hump, which is 10 minutes. Now if you see, once you feel comfortable about it, then you can go ahead and then go straight to 2:42 to 3 o'clock. Okay? But once you get started, you may want to go a little bit easier. And then as you feel more comfortable, you can do a little bit more complicated ways of doing it. Now the next one is 5 o'clock. And then we know that time interval is 2 hours. And then now we can go straight to 5:31, draw your hump, and you have 31 minutes. Now we're going to go ahead and write down the times. And then we're going to go add the minutes and the hours and we have 49 minutes, and your total elapsed time is 2 hours and 49 minutes. So let's go ahead and do example 4, the last one of these particular way of doing it, and then 2 ways of showing you what happens if you go past. So step 4, find the time. So we're going to, it's 12 o'clock because the hour hand has not reached 1. It is 27 because it's 2 ticks after 25. Now we're going to do the same process. Now sometimes you just don't do questions and you go like, ooh, and then you have to think about it. So we can see 27 is less than 48. So that means we can go as close as to 648 as possible. So we can do that. We can go to 627 and we draw the hump and we have 6 hours. So that kind of works, only works when the end time minutes is more than the starting time minutes. So now we can just go straight to 648, find 21 minutes. The timer rule rather is 21 minutes. Write them down, combine them, and your total time is 6 hours and 21 minutes. Now in example 3, you could do this process as well. You can go back and check to see. Now let's go take a look at example 5. We're going to do the same process. Okay, and then you get 8 o'clock because it has not reached 9, and you get 19 because it hasn't. It's 4 ticks after 5. Now in this case, we're going to go past the time given, and so we're going to go to 10:19, and then we're going to go find the interval between that, which is 2 hours. So since we went past it, now we need to subtract some time and in order to find the time elapsed. So we need to subtract 10:19 minus 10:15, which gives me 4 minutes. Now we need to go ahead and use that 2 hours that were in their interval, and we're going to have to use one of those hours, the green hour, change it to 60 minutes, and subtract 4 minutes, and you get 56 minutes. And so now we're going to combine the red hour and the green minutes to find my total elapsed time, which is 1 hour and 56 minutes. So that may be a little bit quicker for you. If you understand, you can choose which method you like. Now example 2, another example like this one. How much time has elapsed between the time shown and 8:25? So first of all, we need to find the time shown, 6 because it hasn't reached 7, and then 48 because it's 3 ticks after 45. Now once again, we're going to do this way. We're going to go past it. So in this case, we're going to do 8:48 because we're going to add 2 hours to 6. And then finally, we're going to subtract the time. The next step is subtract 8:48 minus 8:25, which is 23 minutes. Now we're going to write 2 hours and separate it because we need one of those hours. We're going to take the green hour minus 23 minutes, and you get 37 minutes. Now we need to add that back to the red hour, and that is your total time of 1 hour and 37 minutes. Now it is your turn to go ahead and pause the video to answer these questions. You can choose whichever method you like, and I'm going to show you the answers in 3, 2, and 1. So here are the answers. If you got them correct, well done. If you didn't, there's always tomorrow.